Now, I want to introduce to you our special guest for today. Now, I'll be honest. Um, and I even said that. I told him I'm gonna call him Dr. Fairley because that's how I really truly feel his knowledge is at that level. He is. It's just exciting. The information. I already have my notebook ready to take my notes. So just like when you guys see me looking down, I'm taking notes because you can. There is not a day go by that you can learn something, and that's how I feel about learning. And I'm always looking to learn. So I'm gonna introduce to you guys, even though his name is really Edward L. Fairley, I call him Dr. Fairley. He is not just a CEO; he's a transformational therapist, a speaker, relationship strategist on a mission to revolutionize how we understand and practice love. As the founder of No Love Incorporated, Dr. Edward has dedicated his life to helping individuals, couples, and communities master emotional intelligence, elevate their communication, and heal through truth-based connection. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just reading this going, I don't know any part of our society that doesn't need this. With over 2 decades of experience in counseling and relationship coaching, Dr. Edwards' expertise is rooted in both science and soul. He is the author of the Handbook of Increasing Your Relationship IQ, a critically acclaimed guide that draws on years of research in emotional literacy and relationship dynamics. His groundbreaking work invites readers to go beyond cliches and dive deep into the why behind human connection. Dr. Edwards' commitment to innovation led him to develop the No Love board game simulation, a first of its kind interactive counseling tool that makes personal growth fun, safe, and transformative. Through immersive role playing, the game brings therapy into real life, offering users a playful yet powerful way to unpack trauma, improve self-awareness, and foster genuine intimacy. He is also the host of the No Love podcast, where he shares transparent, thought-provoking conversations that redefine love and challenge common misconceptions about relationships, masculinity, and vulnerability. A devoted husband of 20 plus years and a proud father of three, Dr. Edward embodies the principles he teaches. Whether he's speaking on stage, coaching one on one, or creating tools for healing, his message is clear. You can't fully give love until you truly know love. Ladies and gentlemen, I like for you to welcome to the Mary D Show, Dr. Edward Fairley. Dr. Fairley.
Wow. Wow. Thank you.
Welcome
Oh my goodness.
back.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and I
Mm.
I don't just say that lightly. Very few people that I introduce that way. It's because of your content, your knowledge, and how you are bringing people together.
Wow.
It means a
Wow.
lot.
That's so humbling. Thank you so much.
Yes. Well, what I'll ask you of since you have how many years as a therapist?
15 years,
Of the
not to
15.
include my marriage itself, which is
Okay.
20 plus years. Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Yeah.
is there a thread that you feel that it may or may not be one, I don't know, that if people knew this, it would change the way they spoke to each other, communicated with each other. What do you think that is?
Well, if they understood what love was, that would one be helpful. If
Okay.
they're married, if they understood the concept of them being one, it would really change things up. And what I mean by that is
Mm.
I literally was speaking to one of my clients earlier this week, and she's so passionate about winning. So many people, especially professionals, they look at relationships as a game. And when you do that, you're thinking about winning or losing. So
Mm-hmm.
you sacrifice everything in order to win. But if you conceptualize being one, and if you win against your opponent being your partner, you've lost against yourself because that person is you.
Right.
So if I successfully beat you, I beat myself, understanding that we're one. So who would want to beat on themselves? So if you
No.
conceptualize that being you, and you would want to better them and assist in the betterment of them because they are you.
Right.
So so when you get manipulated into thinking that that person isn't you, your strategy is to defeat them, which you're defeating yourself.
So that is I think that's a hard concept for people that are competitive.
Most certainly
Period.
is.
'Cause I know I'm competitive. I already know. I played sports. That's I already know. And they've done studies on this, and they find that most women that are they're on the C suites. They were
Yeah,
in some type of sports. They this is
yeah,
they played something
yeah.
and competitively in either high school, wherever, in college, wherever they played. But the point is that competitive energy it goes into corporations.
Most
It's
certainly.
those, so I'm saying corporations, but how do you turn that off when you're in a relationship? That's the key, is what you're saying.
Yes, most certainly. So the way to do it is to assist in them realizing that um you can be strategic in your competitiveness while moving in the essence of love. Once you realize I'm beating myself, and you realize that I would be helping myself in order to help by helping my partner, you can then pivot your way of thinking and strategize in a manner to where, okay, this relationship's success or failure is my fault. Starting with you, sir, self with yourself first, and working your way to your partner and troubleshooting how to fix or resolve the weaknesses or breakdown in your quote unquote team. So also, I do a great job in helping people to realize that life is not win or lose. It's either gain or break even. So
Now,
and so once you realize that, that in itself is liberating. So, for example, if I have people that are dating
hmm
that come to me for my counsel, and they're like, well, I don't want to be a 40 or 50-year-old such and such, and I just have cats or my dog or this. They create this whole thing. What if he never I never get chosen, or what if she never chooses me, or what if I never find a mate? And I'm like, okay, so that is the known, because look at yourself now. That's the evidence of what it looks like to never have someone. What you don't know is if he or she says yes. That's the unknown. You've made you've created a fictitious unknown. So the worst case scenario has already happened. That's how you hired me, because he or she is not there and you're trying to find a partner. You already know what that is. You have the evidence. All you have to do is look around and analyze that your life is not bad. So that is what I mean by break even. If she says no or he says no, you've broken even. You know what that is.
right,
If she says yes or he says yes, then that is a place of unknown,
yeah,
but that is a gain. But if they say no, then you didn't lose anything. So when you realize life is not win or losing, it's break even or gain,
right,
that takes away all of the concern or the scariness or stress about it. And we have that with our partners. What if I tell her that I want her to do this? She might think I'm some kind of freak, or he
right.
might think I'm some kind of freak if I want to bring this to the bedroom or what have you. Well, you're already not getting that. The worst thing that can happen is you continue to not get that. But if you don't bring it to the table, you'll never get that.
No, yeah, that
There's
is amazing.
there's no loss. You break even or you gain. I don't look at life as loss. It's not possible.
I tell you. Well, we have comments here from our audience. I love that though. Here it is. And this is from Elaine. Elaine is a super fan. Elaine said, "What? Oh my God. Thank God that you are here and looking well. Oh, thank you, Elaine,
Oh, yes, amen.
for taking
Yeah.
a stand and saying no to my friend. God is good. Oh, Oliver was right there, girl. Because when I said I'm going to the hospital, Oliver beat me dressed. Okay, that's because he knows I don't. That's not my everyday language. I don't say I'm going to the hospital every day. No, I'm not that person. And then this is hi Ruby. Hello, Mary. I'm here for the conversation. I'm glad I didn't go to take a nap. And
wow.
Ruby lives on the East Coast.
Okay, wonderful.
I tell you. Well, Ruby, nice. I'm glad you made it too. Good to see you. And Elaine, he says, welcome back again to your dynamic guest. I know. I'm getting like, woo, stuff.
Oh, wow.
So, because it makes sense. It makes sense. I think we don't say things because we're afraid of rejection. That's what I think. But you're saying if you don't say it, you'll never know.
Never know.
Wow.
Never know.
Hey, Richard.
Never know.
Hi, Richard. Good to see you.
And then that concept. Well, first of all, Mr. Oliver, I'm so grateful that he took a stance on your preservation, but even more importantly, that you value his stance enough to have listened. Some people don't have that dynamic, so that says a lot about both of you. You have a partner who loves you and is concerned about your well-being. Unfortunately, more than you at the moment, but it's good that you have a partner that does.
Yes.
And someone that
because he said
is worth listening to.
I told him the pain started Thursday. He looked at me like, "What? And you just listening to something?" And I said, "Well, it started and then it got dull, so I kind of overlooked it. That could have still been a heart attack."
Yeah, most certainly.
And every day I wake up and thank God. By the way, I do. Hi, Antonio. Another
hey, Mr. Antonio. Yeah.
Hi,
happy
Antonio.
Belated birthday.
And then he says, "Hi, Antonio. We're always glad to see you here, Antonio." And then he said hi to you too. He said, "Brother Edward."
Yes, man. Happy belated birthday. Yeah.
All right. And then here is, you said, "How are you doing?" We're doing fine. How are you?
Yes.
How are you? Always good to hear from you, Antonio. And tell your mom we said hi too. That's his mom is Lori. I was going to tell you that I had a birthday on Monday, July 28th, and I had a little party for my birthday. All right, Antonio.
Yeah.
How are you? Always good to see you. And then we have, I think this is Trish. Is this Trish Thomas? I haven't seen. Hi, glad to see you too, Trish. Trish worked with me on an anthology about 2 years ago. We all did anthology together. Yeah, we had poetry. I haven't done anthology in a while. Now that I think about it, maybe but I already know it's going to be a retreat coming next year, early next year. I haven't put that out yet though. Well, I tell you, I'm just looking at the gain or break even. It reminds me of what did Nelson Mandela say? You never lose, you learn.
Yeah, most certainly. Yeah.
I think we, as I say we as Americans, if we've made winning the end all be all. And so that if you're not winning, you're not doing anything type thing.
Yeah.
When I heard that Nelson Mandela said that you never lose, you learn, I thought, wow, if you take that lose out and there is no lose.
Not at all. Yeah. It's liberation. You have the freedom to do things.
Right.
Yeah, most certainly.
It's just like, wow, so you can't lose.
Not at all.
That was like that for me, that was a revelation. But I just really like that concept of you just learn. You learned what not to do, basically. That's all.
Most certainly.
And that's all you can do, though. Well, I know you said you've been married over 20 years.
That's correct. Yes, ma'am.
That in itself is nowadays you don't really hear that as much.
Unfortunately, that is accurate. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the secret sauce to to be able to be married over 20 years?
Having your best friend as your spouse. So my my wife in my life is the closest relationship.
I froze. Oh, I don't know what happened, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna refresh. Oh, you're back?
Am I the only one? Can you
No,
see? Are you
I
with
can.
me? You back?
Now you're back. You were frozen
Yes,
for.
I'm back now. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're
So
good.
what's the last thing you heard me say?
I heard you say my wife is my best friend.
Okay. So my wife is my best friend, and she's the closest thing to a relationship with God that I had. And what I mean by that is a being who knows everything about me, yet chooses and loves me with that information, good or
Mhm.
bad or indifferent.
Right.
So when you have a relationship with someone who knows and accepts you, flaws and all, um, I don't see how that relationship can't work. Now, this is why most relationships don't work. They have, instead of a spouse that is their best friend, they have a spouse and a best friend.
Wow.
So they are they are fully intimate with their best friend, because a best friend is someone who knows everything there is to know about you, yet they choose you. And so many people come to me and they freely share information about themselves. And I'm like, well, why don't you tell their husband? Oh, I could never tell my husband that. Or why wouldn't you tell your spouse, your wife that? I could never tell my wife that. So that implies that their spouses are not their best friends, which is
Mhm.
why they typically want to spend time with their best friend so that they can lay their quote unquote hair down, be themselves in an environment where people are comfortable with them. So their home is not their peace. So they're always trying to get away from it. So, and they also are putting up a front or an act in that said space or in that relationship to where they're getting frustrated because, again, they can't be themselves because they're concerned about the rejection that we discussed earlier. So that would be my quote unquote secret sauce. Whenever I'm struggling or what have you, I go to my wife, whereas I might be in meetings where they have men's meetings where they want to keep and stay there all day, because they don't want to go home and they like the environment that allows for them to share freely. When I'm like, I don't want to, we said that this is over by such and such time. I don't have that problem. I
Yeah.
don't even want to share this with y'all. I'd rather go and talk to my wife. So that would
Um,
be what I would say would be the secret sauce.
I think that's a very good secret sauce
Thank
because the no, I'm really I it really is. I don't think people realize it. That's what like you said when the wife said, "No, I couldn't tell him that." And then I guess your concern would be why not? What do you think
exactly.
that they're
Most certainly.
going to do if you tell them that? If they know that, if they what do you think that's going to be? I don't know,
That's correct. That's
but
correct.
that's
Well, which so that means that one of two things happen. Either something has happened where he or she has shared and the response was so devastating that they decided not to share anymore,
Mhm.
or they're assuming that if they share that they will get a response that's so devastating that they will be rejected, which again goes back to what we started in the beginning.
Mhm.
If they don't know you, you've already been rejected because they've never met you.
Wow.
So if you are not yourself, you still have not found love or a compatible partner because they don't even know you to choose you.
Wow.
So it's just a lot.
It is a lot. It's a lot to unpack because there's assumptions of
Most
well
certainly.
we're that's what it sounds like anyway. The assumptions. This is what I used to say when I went dating. I said you meet the representative. That's what
Mm,
I call him, the representative, the person. The nice person that's always nice, always kind. Oh, that's who you meet when you're dating. You don't really know who you are, who that person really is until you get past that person. It's like you got to meet. It's like an imaginary gatekeeper. Even though the person is standing in front of you, that's not the real person.
Well, I mean, even that is a deeper statement, because to create a representative suggests you don't like yourself and you have low self-esteem. Because if I have this quote unquote best foot forward
right.
that will ultimately become far from my default setting,
Yep.
then I don't like me, and I assume that who I'm acting like is what people would like. So you have a decision you need to make. You either need to better yourself to become the person that you're acting like, so that that will become your default setting, or you
Right.
need to fall in love with who you are, present
Right.
that person, so that when you are chosen, you know that you are chosen. And then you don't even have to worry or alter yourself when you have the relationship, because you have only presented yourself as yourself. Now you know you've been chosen, and it doesn't take work at all to sustain it.
I hear you, but I don't see too many representatives
Yeah.
coming out, so I
Oh
know.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, Trish said hi, Antonio. So Antonio, now I tell you, to Antonio, the super fan. Antonio, and he knows too. He's a super fan. And then we have Trish said, "Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? I'm telling you, Edward be on it, on
Wow.
it.
Thank you.
I just and then Antonio, you have a long one here, Antonio. You see, okay. Hey, Mary's going to tell you that I think me and Sister Trish Thomas was interested in one of my paintings when I was on your show. I think she wanted the purple moon painting. Oh, that's right. That's been a while.
That's
We
awesome.
need to find out. Trish, is that what you're interested in? I think he still has it available. I agree with
Mm.
Edward. This is Winona Duvall. I agree with Edward. We utilize the same marriage tools and what is that?
I'm
Immunity? Or is that community? I don't know if that was what that was supposed
not
to
sure. Yeah.
be. Okay. And maybe she's going to say on this one, she said, communicate effectively. Okay, thank you. Thank
Mm.
you. Well, I can tell you, I'm sitting here learning because, like I said, I've been married for over 20 years, but I do remember these things. And when
Mm.
dating is like what you said. You said what I caught this representative. You're like, well, why is there a representative? I'm saying there's a representative because if you knew who the real person was, you may not want to be with them.
That's right.
And that's real. And I think I'm hoping that that's not the case still. But like I said, it's been a
Oh
while.
no, no, it's still the case.
Oh,
It's still the case. And
it's
and
not
I try to tell people, marriage, it's simple. It's as simple as this. Marriage is a mirror. If I can only use one word for marriage, I'd say it's a mirror. And if you don't like looking at yourself, you're not ready for marriage,
wow.
because you are stuck seeing yourself all the time. You will be exposed all the time. And if you don't like looking at yourself and identifying with yourself, and someone showing you who you are, be it a poor communicator, be it a person that does not clean up, be it a person that does not share themselves, they're not present, all of those things are going to be in your presence daily. You're going to have to see them. And people typically run away from the mirror as opposed to facing it and getting the crud out of their eyes, so to speak, through the exchanges and communication.
Wow. Well, Jones said sometimes you never get to know the person till you live with them since they can't pretend forever. It's
Mirror.
so nice to be authentic. It prevents a lot of stress. I think, thank you, Joan. I think not only does
Yes,
it
thank you.
prevent stress, but like you said, you can't be that forever. You can't,
No,
if
no,
that's
no.
who you really are. This is what I always say. The real person gonna show up. They're gonna show
Hmm.
up, whether they
Hmm.
want them to or not. They have to, because that living in that dreamland is not real. And
Yeah,
eventually they're gonna say something or do something, and you're gonna be like, well, where'd that person come from?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like,
yeah. And the irony in that is, in that situation, those people genuinely cannot see and tell that this person, they feel like the person is trying to change them, and they can't identify the fact that they're not trying to change them. They're trying to change them back to the fictitious person that they presented at the beginning of the actual relationship. They are literally offended and they feel like you're trying to change them,
Yeah,
whereas if they presented themselves as their authentic selves in the beginning, that exchange would not be had, because they either would not have been chosen because they're not there, that's where the conflict is coming from,
right.
or they would have been chosen and they won't have this thing where they're trying to change them back to the actor that you presented yourself as.
I know when I've actually seen relationships and people will get married, and next thing you know, they're getting divorced
Oh yeah.
because the people that they thought they were marrying was the representative, and then
Well,
that's who they married, the representative. And then when the real person presents themselves, then it's like I didn't. That's not who I thought I was marrying. Whoever this is, that's not them.
now that's actually a little deeper than what you the simplicity of that. That might not be a representative, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna break it down for you.
Okay.
My premarital counseling is this simple, and you'll understand once I break it down to you. So people only get married for one of two things. One of two things. It's really that simple. They either get married for same, or they get married for change. Now I'm gonna break those two things down so that you understand what I mean by that. So the person that is getting married for same, they want to get married to someone with the mindset of how long we've been together, be it months, weeks, years, many years. I like what it is that we have in this relationship, and I can see us having this for the rest of our lives. That is same. You ask me to marry you, I say yes, I do want the same thing that we've had for this entire season. Okay.
Mhm.
Then you have change. Change is this person, despite the fact that they have not been experiencing this for the entirety of this relationship before the day that they say I do, they have in their mind a picture of what marriage is.
Mhm.
Marriage is not necessarily that they're a representative. It's they have a picture of what marriage looks like. It could be television, it could be their mom and dad's marriage, it could be some way or form or shape or form of what marriage is. And they think, despite the fact that they did not have anything like that in their relationship phase with this person, when they get married, this is automatically is going to come to pass when they say I do. So what happens is you have two people that
Mhm.
go to the altar. They both say the same two words, I do. And then when marriage happens, this person that has a picture of what marriage looks like, they think this is going to come to fruition. And then this is where the conflict comes into play, because you have this one person that said, I do. And they're like, well, this is what has been going on. And that other person that said, I do, says, I do want you to now come home by 9. I do want you to now start cooking and cleaning the house. I do want you to now spend time with the children. I
Mhm.
do want you to stop hitting me. I do want you to stop talking to me disrespectfully. I do want these things that this person doesn't know. So my counseling, my premarital counseling is this simple. I sit them down and I say, okay, I want you to write down what life you think life is going to look like after you both say I do. And they start writing. And what happens is we now exchange papers. And what
Yeah.
happens is, unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, this is what happens. One person realizes that this person is not in love with them. They're in love with the hope of the change that they could become, not them. And they have a dilemma. I have to decide, am I supposed to marry this person who doesn't really love me? They love who they hope I can become, or I have to and accept the fact that they don't really love me,
Right.
or do I have to say we got some work to do because this is not going to happen? Now, unfortunately, by the time they get to me, people are so big on protecting or saving face, they've already put out the invitations and they rather go through
Oh,
with knowing that they are not compatible versus saying, hey, we made a mistake and we should not go through this. That's what happened. That's deeper than a representative. That is a psychological break that needs to be understood before moving forward.
and so many of them. Why would they? Why don't they come to you before the invitations go out?
They don't know. They don't know. They hear of me or they find out.
And so now the invitations are gone out, and now they come to premarital
And
counseling,
they and
and they find
most
out
certainly
they should not be getting married.
that's correct. And I've had numerous people that will go through with it because they don't want to say, well, we just made a poor decision, it's wrong, or we're not compatible, or this isn't whatever.
Do they get divorced after that?
Oh yeah. Most certainly they do.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. They
Have
do.
any of them stayed together?
I don't have any that have stayed together.
Are
I have a
you
success
serious?
story. I have a success story where he prevented it, where he moved the young. That's my best success story. The couple, he moved the woman from Maryland to Washington State. Um, that was his fiance. They were gonna get married or what have you. They ordered the simulation. That's when I was having them to be sent out for ordering. They would get it for a month, then they send it back or what have you, and we go from there. They ordered it and they realized that they were about to make a big mistake. He moved her right back to Maryland. They
Wow.
did not, they severed their relationship. And now he's married to the correct person for 3 years because of the teachings of no love.
Now, did
My
she get
best
married?
success story.
Did she
I'm not
get?
sure about her.
Okay,
I don't know. I don't know her story.
but he went through the whole simulations, and then she did too. I'm saying, and
Yes. No, yeah,
then
they both went through it together and they realized they are not compatible. They were about to invest assets, children, all of that stuff. And they realized we dodged a bullet.
what about the current the wife that he did marry? He went through it with her
They
also.
they oh yes, most certainly. They are my biggest evangelists and advocates of no love. Yes, they're 3 years into their marriage.
That is amazing. Let me go back. I want to check to see if there's any additional comments because I am just like, wow, 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 wow. Here we go. We said, okay, this is Antonio. He said, love you all. Love you too, Antonio.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go down here and we have, did I get your comment, Antonio? This one is, oh, okay. I don't know if Trish is still interested or not, Antonio. I don't know.
Mm.
That's between you and her. But this is,
It's Winona.
Winona says 49 years now, and next year the big 50.
That
Thank
is
you.
awesome.
We need continuous discussion. Great discussion. Thank you.
Wow, thank you.
Where are you
Yeah.
from? Where do you hail from? I know. See the name. You probably are have been. Is this one of your clients? I don't know.
No,
Winona.
no, no. No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Oliver said, "Hi, Mr. Fairley. Thank you for returning to the show and
Yeah.
sharing your knowledge and expertise is well appreciated. Also, thanks to the
Wow, thank you.
repeat audience for your thoughts."
Thank
Ladies
you,
and
sir.
gentlemen, Oliver Welch, he's right there. I told you guys he's in the background. You may not see him, but he's always there. Thank you,
Mm.
Oliver. And then this is Joan. Joan says, seems that it would be better to stop the ceremony than the expensive divorce.
Well, that's the thing called ego.
Yeah,
uh,
they won't do
ego
it.
it's a monster.
And then they look at all the money they're putting out. Well, I can't say nothing. I can't
Yeah.
say it's nothing for me to say. That's one of those
Yeah.
because think about all the couples. I mean, marriages that they don't even talk about the divorce rate. It's so outrageous now.
Yeah.
They don't
Most
even
certainly.
think to talk about it. I don't even know the last time I've heard somebody mention what it was. And Tony says, "Hey, Mary, I was thinking maybe you could sing Happy Birthday."
Mm-mm.
Well,
All right now.
I'm gonna be honest. Not that I can't do it, but if I do it for you, I have to do it for everybody else.
Ah, well said. Well
So
said.
that's why I not. It's not. Then everybody else will come on, and you guys don't want to hear me sing anyway. Tell you the truth. And Dr. Fairley, this is so. Isn't it great and informative, Elaine? Thank you, Elaine. Thank you
Wow.
for allowing God to use you. Yeah.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. I
Yes,
receive.
yes.
Thank
I
you.
tell you, Elaine, I tell you, I know I can watch it later, so I didn't take as many notes as I normally do. I said I will go back. Seriously, I'll go back and watch
Wow.
later. There's so much good information that I think um, we take for granted. Like what I was mentioning about the representative, you're saying, well, that means you don't love yourself. And I never thought of it like that. I think people do that because they think that's what the other person wants. And so that's why they do that. But I've always known you cannot stay that person forever. You can't.
That's fair. But if you think that that's what the person wants, then that means that you don't think that you're the person that the person wants if you act like something different. So we can't bypass the rooted cause. And that's typically why counseling and therapy doesn't work. We typically we nurse the symptoms and not the rooted issue. I remember it was years ago. I was at a networking event and I had a pocket square in my shirt, and I'm collecting all of these cards, and I had them on my pocket square. Like it was sitting out about an inch and a half. And I got home and I noticed that the floor was dirty, so I took the broom. I started sweeping up all of the dirt on the floor, and then I went and I got the dustpan, leaned over to get the pile up, and the cards were falling out of my pocket. So as a reflex, I start reaching for the cards, and then more cards would fall out as I'm trying to get the other cards. And then it finally dawned on me, okay, I need to press. I pressed my chest and I took the actual cards out of my pocket, laid them on the counter, and then I picked up the rest and I got the dustpan out. And I say all that to say, typically when counseling comes, we will address the cards that are on the floor, and we'll start reaching to resolve that issue, not realizing that the rooted problem needs to be addressed. And then we can clean up the rest.
Wow. But how do you know what the rooted problem is?
The rooted problem in this case is low self-esteem. You would not alter yourself unless you don't like yourself. It's really that simple. There is no reason for you to alter yourself if you like yourself.
That's interesting. So in other words, if you like yourself, you're presenting yourself at all times.
At all times. There are no masks. There's no church you. There's no work you. There's no spouse you. It's only you.
So the church, the person at church, haven't you heard people say? I've heard people say these things, that person does not act that same way in different settings.
I hear it all the time. So the question is, which one is them?
I don't know.
And neither do they.
Wow.
Neither do they.
I'm just like, wow. I'm just
neither do they.
So they don't know. So there are these different people in different settings. Just be yourself.
Thank you. Be yourself or become the person that you prefer to be. It's one of two things. Because there's nothing wrong with evolving and self-improvement. But if you're literally changing yourself, that is a cry that you don't like you. That needs to be addressed. You need to figure out where that came from. Where did that seed get planted? What's causing that?
Wow. I tell you. I'm gonna go back. I'm going to the audience to see if they have any comments. This is fascinating to me. It really is. I've heard people say, "Oh, they don't act like that when they go to such and such. They don't act like that when they do this." I've heard them say it, so I know.
The operative word is act.
That's what I'm saying. They've said. So what they're saying, they're acting a certain way if they are depending on what their environment is.
Yeah, that's.
You agree with Elaine, Trish? Trish said she. Let me see. What did Elaine say? I want to. I'm trying to go up here to get
Oh,
Elaine's
that's
comment.
what she shared. Dr. Fairley, this is so great and informative. Thank you for allowing God to use you. That's
Oh,
when she commented. Thank
got
you.
it. Got it. And then this says, "Did I hope I didn't?" Woo, that's deep. That's what I said. I said this. There's some comments I'm like, wow, because like I said, I have heard people say they didn't act like that when they went to such and such, or they went here and they acted a certain way. I've even heard people say on the job, I hired them, I hired this person, but who is this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they acted at the interview, they acted a certain way
Most certainly.
to
Most
get the
certainly.
job, then got the job, and then there's another person shows up.
Most certainly.
Wow. There's only me and that and what you see is what you get.
Good or bad. That's right. That's right. That's right. And that's
Thank
that's
you.
the only way that you can learn and know that you're loved. That's the only way. There's no other way to know that you're loved than to present your true self and be chosen. That's the only way. Anything else, you still never have been chosen, nor do you feel or experience love. Okay.
Oh. Received an invite from Mary. I'm from Calamasa and I've been receiving invites ever since I served on the city council. Was eager
Oh,
to attend. All
oh
right.
wow.
Thank you. Thank
Welcome.
you. Thank you.
Welcome.
I tried to today. Not the whole email system didn't go out. Now that'll be I shouldn't say that. The emails went out, but the text didn't go out. So it's two different systems that I'm in that I work
Got
from, and I'm just glad that you guys get it and you come and everything. So you said,
it.
"Hey,
Yeah.
Thomas, my purple moon painting is available for $70," and yes, I mail it out. So Trish,
That's good.
you can get that
Handle your
is. I
business.
think mine was about a hundred and something. So that's a good
Yeah.
price, Trish. I want to get it. Joan says, "Be real, be true to yourself." Dr. Fairley, I wish I met you before I married my first husband.
Oh,
Mhm.
understandable.
Yes. I don't know if somebody wasn't they send out he sent out the representative, huh? That's what I call it. I mean, that's what I call it. That doesn't mean what people call it because
Yeah.
it's not that's not their true self. I'll put it like that.
Mm,
So
yeah.
what advice would you give someone looking to go into a relationship? Maybe they're not they want to date and they want to get married or that kind of thing. And so what would be some advice? How do they know that that person is who they uh, say they are? How do you know that?
All right. So you asked a couple of questions. The first answer is don't date until you love being by yourself. That's the one thing. Do not date until you absolutely love being by yourself. The reason for that is you will not tolerate anything less than the ability to sustain your peace once you absolutely love yourself,
Wow.
which makes you great at inspecting or interviewing people that you're actually with.
Yeah.
You don't settle. So once you fall in love with yourself, you will only add someone that can sustain the happiness that you already have. And that is when you have evidence that you're not looking for someone to give you something that you have yet to give yourself. So many people get into relationships to seek happiness,
Mm-hmm.
which means that they are putting someone else or making someone else responsible for
Mm-hmm.
something that they have yet to accomplish. And
Right.
then they have the audacity to get upset with this person for not doing something that they don't have. So
Mm-hmm.
one thing we brought up secrets to success because I'm having this conversation. That is one thing my wife and I know as it pertains to our relationships. Her happiness is her responsibility and my happiness is my responsibility. We are not responsible for each other's happiness.
Right.
And
Right.
if and to look for someone to make you happy implies that you already aren't, so you don't have it. So you're looking for someone to give you something that you haven't accomplished yet. And then, as I shared earlier, you have the audacity to be mad at them for not being able to do something that you have yet to figure it out. how to do.
Mm.
So you need to figure out what even makes you happy before you even get into a relationship that suggests it should be, make you happy. So you can't even share with the person how to sustain it because you haven't even learned how to receive it. So you need to find that to know if this person even aligns with who you are and should be around you. So that would be my advice.
Wow. So until you know that, and for yourself, and what you're really
Mm.
saying is you have to first be happy with you before you can
Oh,
get in a relationship.
that's accurate. Most certainly.
So if
And
you
and
can,
and and for you to filter out whether this person is for you or not. Otherwise, you're so desperately trying to create another half because you're not full. You're not whole yet. The most offensive thing that a person asks me is, "Where's your other half?" That implies that in order for me to be whole, I need my spouse. I am whole with or without my spouse.
right.
And another thing that's even more important for you to understand in this conversation of getting a partner is, be it death or divorce, you're going to end up alone again. So it will behoove you to fall in love with yourself because you're going to end back up with yourself.
Okay. Well, either or you're gonna be I say death, but one in other words, one of the D's. What is death,
One
divorce,
of the D's are
or
death or
desertion?
divorce.
I think desertion was the other D. I forget. But
It's still divorce, or
correct.
you're by yourself,
In any way you look at it,
no matter how you look at it. So that is the most important relationship that you can have.
is the one with yourself.
That is accurate.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, I can tell you we have 5 minutes, and I'm saying that because yeah, that's not, as you know, and I know, that's still not enough time. But but I still want to. I think I see a couple of more comments before we get. Let me see. I want to make sure I get those in, ladies and gentlemen. You forgot about the picture. Oh my God, how much is it? And do you mail out? She said he does,
Yeah.
and it's $70.
Mm-hmm.
And I will. Let me see. Did he put it? This is so he's interested. So I think here we go. You guys. Yes, now you say yes. I now love being with me, except when I go out of the country. Safety reasons. This is good stuff. I tell me
Oh,
about it, Trish. I already know. Now you know I don't bring people back for no reason. I'm bringing them back because that is such good,
wow. Thank you.
good. It's everything that Dr. Fairley is saying. Wow, I will be replaying this podcast and will be sharing with you.
Wow.
Thank you, Elaine.
Wow.
I'm
Thank you.
telling you because
Wow.
the concepts are so like. I think honestly, and I'm gonna speak for me. I thought the opposite on a lot of things you're saying, and so I
Mm.
wasn't really looking at it like that. So it's like, wow, it's opening my mind to how
Wow.
you look at the and so if it's open, it sounds like I'm not the only one. Then
Amen.
yeah,
Amen.
you're giving us, things to think about and to marinate on and what you're really saying, bottom line is love you. Love you.
Yes. Yes. That
Because
part.
like you said, any time you can be by yourself, period, anyway.
Yes.
Period. So if you don't love you to begin with, you're gonna have problems. And then that's what you've heard people
The
do.
mirror.
They get desperate. And so
Uh-huh. Oh
with
yeah.
people, oh, all this stuff, and then they regret it. I've even heard of a lady at the altar knowing she shouldn't marry the man, but she could not
Mm-hmm.
turn to the audience and say, "This is not, I shouldn't do it." She did it anyway. They divorced, which cost a whole lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of them. I must
Yes,
admit, I've
ma'am.
never seen it happen, but I've heard of it
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it's really sad when it comes to that. So let me see, Elaine. Oh, did you already get that? Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we will. I tell you, I think you, me, and everybody else will be replaying this. I will. I'm gonna tell you. You try putting your email address. Oh, it won't let you do it. Okay. Trish and Antonio, I have both of your numbers, so I will connect you guys after the show. I'll do that for
Perfect.
you. And then Ruby says, "Thanks for a great discussion. I think I love me. Do I?"
Mm-hmm.
And she's an actress. She's
Oh,
what
wow.
talent and travels all around the world. She's a singer. I mean,
Wow.
very
Wow.
much the creative. Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
I know. I tell you, Ruby, it's always good I'm glad you make the show because I know you travel all around the world. But
Mm.
before the show comes to an end, I want to definitely thank you again, Dr. Edward. Your
Thanks for
time
having me.
is so appreciated. Every time we meet, I learn something. Every
Wow.
single time, I learn something new, something that I can use in my own life. So it
Amen.
means a lot. So I want to thank you for taking time to be on the show today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate y'all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. I cannot believe it's already 2:00. I'm like, what? Oh, did I miss you, Joan? Did you say something too? Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, I can quickly love myself after 40 years of being single. At the age of 80, I'm married to a handsome husband. Don't be desperate. Don't rush. Moses went through 40 years. I did too. Thank you, Joan. And Antonio, you just said Mary, and I will get with you at the end of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it is exactly 2:00. Thank you for being here today. We'll be back next Monday. The guest next Monday is the gentleman that's on the commercial where he sticks his hand in the guacamole. His name is Martin Morrow. He's going to be the guest on the show. So God bless you. I love you. I'll see you on Monday. Bye, everybody.